Third time lucky. Is this thing on? Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. And welcome to Movies TV Mad Live. Should Will Smith keep his Oscar? Check out my poll. Have a vote. Sorry about earlier. One of the links broke. It wouldn't let me go live. Then I had to go off the other one. And now I'm here. And now I've got a frog in my throat. It's not going well, is it? So good evening and welcome to Movies TV Mad Live. So we haven't seen each other since Will Smith became a bit of a slapper. So very good evening to you all. Welcome to Movies TV Mad Live. The floor is yours. Let's talk about movies. Let's talk about DC. Let's talk about the Oscars. You know how it works. Don't be boring. Make some interesting comments, some interesting questions. So yes, the Oscars, right? Zack Snyder has actually won 2 Oscars now. How amazing is that? Trill J, congrats to you Snyderverse fans. It was the best DC team-up film ever. It was an amazing film. It's a work of art. That Flash scene is absolutely beautiful. It's deserved. Zack Snyder has gone through so much. He's lost his daughter. He was driven out of his dream project. He didn't go around slapping people or being ugly to people. And you know, if anyone had the right, after losing his daughter, to slap someone, it would have been Zack Snyder. So when people defend Will Smith, and I still love Will Smith, I still love Chris Rock, but this is not really about them, as I said in my video today. This is about exposing Hollywood's narrative. So yes, I'm very happy about it. I woke up this morning, I couldn't believe it. How No Way Home didn't win with all those fans, you know, and it making $2 billion in the box office. Trill J, I guess you can say Marvel is second for a while. Well, listen, they lost this vote. They lost this vote. They make the money. They're very popular. It's the most successful franchise of all time. You can't take that away from them. But for me, I don't get much out of watching a Marvel movie. I used to. Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Captain America, The Winter Soldier, Captain America, The Winter Soldier. There's some good films there in phase 1. But now I don't get nothing out of it. But I'm a DC fan and I love the Snyderverse. And I think it deserved it. But how the No Way Home fans didn't get out in their droves and vote, they clearly thought they were going to win anyway. But yeah, they lost that vote. They lost that vote. It's beautiful. I do feel the wrong person won Best Actor. It should have been Andy Garfield. Much better performance, much better movie. I don't believe Jane Campion should have won Best Director. It should have been Denis Villeneuve. And Best Picture shouldn't have gone to Coda or whatever the film's called. It should have gone to Dune. Jay, I don't know how I feel about it, but it might be restored after all. Well, as I said on the DCEU Daily Today, Trill J, if you were David Zaslav and you saw the popularity of the Snyderverse by it being voted in that, cheer moment, it says a lot. And his other movie was voted as the fans' favorite movie. That says a lot. There's money here. There's money. It's up to them. I don't know what they're planning. They may not even oust the current incumbents at Warner Brothers Pictures. We may carry on as we've been carrying on, which for me is crazy because we're just going to go round in circles. Hashling me. Did DC win an Oscar? Yes, Zack Snyder's Justice League won the cheer moment. Hashling me. Yo, Mike. So a bunch of fans got to vote for their cheer moment in a movie. And the Flash scene in the third act won the Oscar. Trill J, the Legend CJ, is crazy to think we won when Marvel wins at the box office and have consumer confidence, but the loyal diehard fans are DC. Well, they went out there, the Legend CJ, and they voted. That's the thing. I've got such a frog in my throat. So freaking annoying. They were too arrogant to go out and vote. They thought they were going to win it anyway. Hashling me. What category? The cheer moment. Basically, Hashling me, it was a fan vote. There were 2 fan votes. The cheer moment. Basically, you could vote for the moment that makes you cheer in a movie from last year. And the flash scene was one of the categories. And the flash scene from the Snyder Cut won. This is a new category they put in there this year. So I'm extremely happy about that. And it really does give Restore the Snyderverse a shot in the arm. So, yes, exciting times. Hashling me. Most Marvel fans are casual audiences. They are. Casual audiences don't vote for this type of stuff. They're not passionate. They don't care. They just watch a movie and go home. That's who the general audience are. The Snyder fans are committed. It's like a religion to them. So there's a big difference. So they'll always spend money on whatever Zack Snyder does. And it's something that Discovery need to understand. But they are casual audiences. They don't have any passion. They'll go to the cinema, they'll cheer and clap, and they'll go home again. And that's it. And that's why the films make so much money. I mean, you can tell the movie came 3rd or 4th. Trill J, still don't think he should be the main universe, though. Well, listen, I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. We don't even know if the Snyderverse will be restored, let alone it getting the main universe. The Legend CJ, I think it's already restored. They're just waiting for the announcement. We will see. I don't want to tempt fate, the Legend CJ, so I just want to wait and see. June the 4th, Marvel fans are going to critique The Flash for doing the same things that they will applaud Doctor Strange 2 for. Exactly. That's what they'll do. That's fandom. Fandom is biased. I suppose you could argue that Doctor Strange and Spider-Man No Way Home earned the right to do those things, like Smallville earned the right to become a superhero show after several seasons. And obviously, the DCEU isn't as old as the MCU. But still, they're using The Flash to actually reboot the universe. But, again, we don't know what's going on with that movie. The Legend CJ, Marvel fans forgot that DC is known for the multiverse. It was DC who did it first. DC did everything first. Moon Knight is a Batman ripoff. There's so many different ripoffs. No Superman, no Spider-Man. But it's not about who was there first. It's not about anything. It's about enjoying what you enjoy and letting the other side enjoy what they enjoy. Trill J, as CJ is definitely going to get restored. It's just they have to make a decision. Is Snyderverse or Reeveverse in the box office or on HBO Max? Can't have both. Well, of course you can, Trill J. Yes, of course you can have both in theatres. Why not? The Snyderverse would be in its own pocket universe, and so would Reeve's Batverse. That doesn't make any sense, Trill J. I don't understand your logic. Matt Reeves' universe is in a total different universe. Even if the Snyderverse took back its original universe, they're not in the same, doesn't make sense. True, because it confuses critics and makes DC look unorganized. No, it doesn't. Not at all. Not at all. Does it confuse people when they read a comic? There's like billions of volumes of different DC comics on different Earths. Doesn't confuse anyone. People buy the volumes they want to buy. People will know the Snyderverse, that it's on its own Earth. They will know the Reeves Earth is in its different Earth. Everybody knows that. Jude the Fourth. I love that the Flash movie won't be an origin story. He's already Flash and saves a lot of time for developing him. The Flash film is the underdog out of all the DC films that will come out soon. No, it's not the underdog. It's not the underdog at all. The Flash movie will have more of a chance to succeed than Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, Shazam, Fury of the Gods, and all of them. Trill still have to remember Marvel critics run the show. It'll surely be brought up or has to look like it's telling one story. Well, I don't know, Trill Maybe critics are more are the be-all and end-all to you, but the people, the kingmakers, are the consumer. Consumers will not just watch something because critics tell them to. They'll go out and see it for themselves. If people are excited to see something, then they'll go and see it. Trill the Flash is going to be fire. The Flash is going to fire. Whatever that means. But yes, you can have multiple Earths with multiple DC characters. The same DC characters from different Earths. It's not confusing at all. Undoubtedly, probably, the Snyderverse will be on HBO Max. But it could also be released in theatres. So, personally, with the kind of art that Snyder gives, I really would prefer to see it in theatres. Critics are not the be-all and end-all. Critics have hated films before that have made a lot of money. Jude the Fourth, do you think we will get a Supergirl film? One day, yes, hopefully. I don't know if it'll be Sasha Calle. I don't even know if Sasha Calle goes beyond the Flash movie. Trill I just don't want all those Justice League parts. He needs the sequels, if you get what I'm saying. No. Trill I just don't want all those Justice League parts. He needs the sequels, if you get what I'm saying. Well, he will come back. If he's restored, he's doing Justice League 2. He's doing Justice League 3. So I don't really understand what you're saying, to be honest, no. Justice League 2 and Justice League 3 will happen. That's the reason he will be coming back. I would love a Supergirl adapted from a comic. Ronnie Dodge, hey Mick, not happy, I'm going to have a rant. Okay, Trill his movies will be Justice League part, what? His movies will be Justice League part 2, part 3, and it's too much. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not too much at all. The fans who have been fighting Trill which isn't you, obviously, want to see Justice League 2 and Justice League 3. Zack's got it mapped out. We saw his plans at the AT&T Museum. They're excellent plans and we want to see them. Trill it just needs to be 2 and 3, not 2, then 2A and... Trill I don't know what you're talking about. The plan would have been Justice League 2 and Justice League 3. You are really getting yourself confused here. You really are. I really don't know what you're talking about. There's no 2A and 3A. There's Justice League 2 and 3. I wonder what's upsetting Ronnie. This bloody throat, I've had enough of it. Welcome to Movies TV Mad Live. Smash the like button. Have a look at my poll. Should Will Smith keep his Oscar? 90% yes, no 10%. Georgia, there is, if you can look at... I don't know what you're talking about. There's Justice League 1, the Snyder Cut that we've seen. Forget looking it up. The plan would be Justice League 2, one film, and Justice League 3. That is it, Trill J. There's nothing else. There's nothing else. Forget what you found. Forget what you found. Trill J. But no, I love the Snyderverse. Just don't know anymore. New DC is incredible. Okay. John Hymek, sorry I'm late. What are we talking about tonight? Anything you want. I think that makes it easy. Ronnie Dodge, if I say this and if it upsets people, but Army of the Dead winning that award is a bloody joke. Well, you see, Ronnie, people went out and voted. It's like an election. It's like if you didn't like someone winning, people went out and voted. That's democracy, isn't it? Where were the No Way Home fans? People didn't come out and vote, did they? Because they thought it was going to win anyway. The Snyder fans came out and voted. I mean, look, Army of the Dead is all right. I mean, it's not one of Zack's best movies. I found it solid enough. I know what you mean. If you say, was that the best movie in the list? Probably not, but people voted for it. Troje, it is, but Snyder fans are big, so he won fairly. Oh, yeah, people voted. You know, people could have done the same thing, but they didn't. The Gaming Maniac. Sup, Mick? How goes your night, man? Very well, the Gaming Maniac. Have you say, smash the like button, check out my poll. Should Will Smith keep his Oscar? Ronnie Dodge, fans just wanted to get one over on WB. Well, yes, Ronnie, but people just voted it, you know. It's not about getting one on WB. I personally don't think that's true. I think that people want to vote for the director they support or the movies they support. And they support Snyder, so they voted for it. But MCU fans could have voted either for Endgame or Spider-Man No Way Home. Well, why didn't they support the stuff they support? People came out and voted. It doesn't really matter about their motives. I mean, obviously it's your opinion. You're entitled to it. Ashley Me, what category did Army of the Dead win? There was a category where fans could vote for their movie of last year, and that's the category. Movies TV Man is the place to be. We're talking about films. We're talking about DC. We're talking about Will Smith and Chris Tucker. Have your say. Smash the like button if you want. And check out my poll if you want. Ronnie Dodge, glad the Flash got the cheer moment, but I'm not going to say any more on it. Listen, Ronnie, you're very much entitled to come on this platform and have your say. You're a constructive guy. If you're not happy about something, which is to, you know, pertaining to movies, you have every right to say that. Majax Lilo, hi, love watching your vids, bro. Keep it up. Much love. Thank you. Thank you very much for the support. The Gaming Maniac. Oh, even if Chris Rock went over the line, I personally feel resorting to violence kind of descends your position. But how do you feel about it? Yeah, there was no need to smack the guy. You could tell that Chris was really intimidated and scared. Look, Chris Rock is a blunt object. He ain't a bad person, but he's a typical comedian. He was just saying, you know, it was a stupid joke. The woman has an affliction. She loses her hair. He shouldn't have done it. She's not a very nice woman. She's cheated on him multiple times. I think there's something else going on with Will. I think he's in a very unhappy relationship. He doesn't feel safe. He doesn't feel secure. And I think his mental health isn't the best. I feel sorry for Will, and I feel sorry for Chris as well. The legend CJ, yeah, I agree. It was embarrassing that Will did that, but the memes are hilarious. Look, it's very funny. It's sad, but it's funny because like everyone else, Will Smith has been a big hero to me, and I still love Will, and I still love Chris. I'm not going to let one incident, you know, change my opinion on him. Ronnie Judge, Will Smith was laughing 1 minute, then went to him. What is wrong with the dude? Well, as I say, maybe there's something going on with his mental health. Maybe there's something wrong with him. You know, clearly He may need help. Trill J, I think Will is just going through it. I wouldn't let a man disrespect my woman, though, but hey, it's life. No, I mean, look, it's up to you, Trill J, what you do, but it was a joke on a show, on live TV. You don't do that. You know, if that was my girlfriend, right, or my wife, and someone made a joke, right, I'd have to have it out with him later. I wouldn't slap him in the face, Trill J. John, will you review Moon Knight on your channel? When I watch it, yes. Hashling me. What did Chris say? Oh, hashling me. I can barely remember the exact words. It's all over YouTube. All over YouTube. Chris made a joke about Will Smith's wife being bald, about her being G.I. Jane 2. Will came up to him and hit him. June the 4th, Denzel Washington, Bradley Cooper and Tyler Perry are stand-up blokes. Well, do you know what? I always say this, be careful who you put on a pedestal because sometimes they're not standing on solid ground. I love them as people, as artists, but I don't know them to say they're stand-up blokes. Trill J, definitely a funny joke though. The legend CJ, have you noticed that some of Hollywood actors are starting to become more woke with the industry? Starting? It's been that way for a while. Trill J, we'll slap the WB out of him. The gaming maniac, I agree, also kind of looked manipulated because Will was laughing at the joke until he saw Jada scowling at Chris. So like you said, he probably felt a need to show her his worth or something. Yeah, listen, I don't know what's going on. I think ever since it came out that she had an affair, I think he even had an affair with Margot Robbie afterwards during the first Suicide Squad. They made another movie together. I don't think it's a very good relationship. And you can tell that Will, the look on Will's face, it's not a well man. You know, someone should help him. Trill J, Will slapping WB into restoring the Snyderverse. Ronnie Dodge, it's sad, I love Will, but honestly, everyone is so sensitive about jokes these days. Yeah, it's a different generation. Everyone takes themselves extremely seriously. And you can see that everyone's so tender now. Social media has done this to all of us, I'm afraid. And it's very, very sad. 12 of you in the chat. And only 4 of you have liked the video. Come on. The legend CJ. I feel bad for him. This is why I'm enjoying the single life. Well, whether you're single or spoken for, the legend CJ, there's way, you know, obvious. But I've been in relationships. I've fancied people who I haven't been with. It's done my fucking head in. These things do your head in. Ronnie Judge, thank God I was born in the 90s. Thank God I was born in the 70s. Trill J, you all better drop a like. Thank you, Trill J. Yeah, please smash a like. Look, you're not required to like the video, but it does support the channel. The more of you who like the video, the more chance it gets seen on the algorithm. To be perfectly honest, there's not enough people to make a difference in that, but the likes add up. So it is important. Thank you very much. The gaming mania, absolutely. The joke Chris made was very tame, especially for Chris Rocklow. Yeah. Listen, he's a comedian. You know, Ricky Gervais would have said worse. The gaming mania, living in very sensitive times. We are. Do you know the shit people say to me on social media? Do you know the threats I get in my DMs? Do you know the things that are said to me on TikTok? You know, and I just take it. I just shrug my shoulders. I don't care. And I think you have to be that way to be a content creator. Trill J, single doesn't mean anything. You're going to need love at some point. I'm about to be 20. I can tell you I've gone months being single for years. You're going to have a companion at some point. Well, not necessarily. Some people don't need a companion. Some people are kind of, I mean, it was like what Daniel Radcliffe said, you know, that he's comfortable in his own company, and some people are, and that's fine. Some people need to be with someone. Ronnie Dodge, sorry about my rant, mate. Just certain fans just can't wait to have a dig at WB or the Flash movie. As I say, you are more than entitled to have your say on this channel. As long as you're constructive, which you always are, Ronnie. We've always got on, and there's no problem. No problem at all. You don't need to say sorry. I don't have to agree with you. You don't have to agree with me. This is what a platform is about. We love films. We love DC. We love everything. And this is a place where people can come and have a say, as long as they're polite and constructive, which you always are. So not a problem. And if you want to say, if you want to go on about it, this is the place to vent. And if anyone gets uppity with you, I will deal with them. That's the point. I'm the referee here. Ronnie Dodge, I'm in my late 20s. I'm enjoying living on own. Can't have a woman in my space. Ooh, no. Well, listen. What's good for the goose isn't always good for the gander. This is why we're individuals, and I talk about not putting people in groups and judging people in their groups, because some people want to be with people and some people don't. Trill J, and so far DC has been good this year. Yes, Peacemaker was great, I must say, very impressive, and I was very impressed with the Batman as well, so that's two. That's brilliant. Trill J, Robert Pattinson and WB and Ezra Miller are being DC fans out. I don't understand. Are bringing DC fans out? Red Panda, let's start again. Red Panda, what if is it staged? I mean, Oscars now received a lot of clicks and views, and they can make these two people meet each other in a late night show and make them be friends all of a sudden. Yes, Red Panda, it would not surprise me if the whole event was staged. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Ronnie Dodge, I'm only ready to settle down. Oh, no. Hang on, Ronnie Dodge, I'm not ready to settle down yet. My mate didn't settle down until his mid-30s. Trill J, bringing Kumili Ali Mishid. Yeah, baby. Zack and us DC Snyder fans will have the last laugh with big golden winner Oscars last night. Is just the beginning of tremendous conquests coming our way. Trill J, definitely not staged. The old school pimp slapped him. Listen, it could easily be staged. I'm not saying it is or it isn't. I'm saying these are fucking actors. Let's not forget, these are actors. Will Smith has played a homeless person, and he looked very, convincing. He's played lots of different characters. It wouldn't be that difficult. The Oscars have suffered in the ratings. They're not relatable anymore. This could have been a desperate move. Ronnie Dodge, I miss Ricky at the Oscars when he said, say your little speech and take your award and F off. Yeah, that was the Golden Globes, wasn't it? But yeah, Will Smith would have slapped him. Will Smith wouldn't have slapped him because I think he would have got one back. Jude the 4th, that James Bond 60th anniversary reel was very good. I liked how they matched the Live and Let Die song to the clips of all the actors. Oh, have we heard there's going to be a James Bond reality show now? I'm done. Trill J, June definitely won the night, and WB won the most Oscars out of all the studios, 7. But June should have been Best Picture and Best Director for Denis Villeneuve. Will Smith only won for a certain reason. Coda only won for a certain reason. The Dog movie only won for a certain reason. Well, it didn't win, actually. The director got the Best Director, didn't she? Jane Campion. Cyber Warrior, I really don't understand why Will Smith not take it as a professional. Hope he be matured next time. No, these people never learn. These people are so powerful. They're surrounded by people who say, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. You're the best, you're the best, I mean. Red Panda, both ways. Will Smith disappointed me so bad, and that speech was so lame. I was sure he did it in the name of love and peace. Oh, well, that was terrible. But this is what I'm telling you. These people would send children down coal mines and say they're all about compassion and kindness. Ronnie Dodge, I'm so happy Greg Fraser got his Oscar. He deserved it after his incredible work on June and the Batman. He certainly did. He's one of the best. Trill J, definitely a lot of black empowerment behind Will Smith winning. Yeah, but I'm a bit old-fashioned. I like people who win. I think Andy Garfield should have won that award. I don't give a shit about empowerment, whether it's female empowerment, this empowerment. I don't watch films for empowerment. I watch films to be educated, to be entertained. Cyber Warrior, If I be Chris Rock, I will slap Will Smith too. I don't think he's that kind of guy. I think he was genuinely scared. Red Panda, probably the Batman will win Best Cinematography for 2022. Let's see if the Batman wins anything. Jude the Fourth, Denzel should have won. Yeah, Denzel's one of the greats. I mean, Denzel Washington is an icon. You know, he's up there with Pacino and De Niro. He is amazing. Trilogy, I know, Mick. That's why I tune into these live streams. Cool. I just don't care about representation and inclusion. I couldn't give a shit, right? I'm an Anglo-Greek Cypriot. How many fucking Anglo-Greek Cypriots are being represented? You can't represent everyone. And at the moment, and I don't want this to sound as racist or anything like that, Black people are the most, African Americans are the most represented people in Hollywood. Black people in general are the most represented minority. Where are the rest of the minorities being represented, right? So that's not empowerment, just to empower one minority. Trill J, not worried about the Batman winning awards, just wanted to win over DC, change DC for the better. Ronnie Dodge, I did think Andrew Garfield was going to win it, but no, let the guy who just win the host on stage. Listen, I never thought Andy would win. He deserved to win. It was a better performance and a better movie, but we all know why Will won. Trill J, I as a black male agree. Fair enough. Respect to you. And by the way, I don't judge people on their ethnicity or if they're part of the LGBTQ community. I judge every person on their individuality and who they are. And that's the way it should be. You wouldn't judge me. You wouldn't judge the Greek Cypriot community because you've spoken to me, right? Everyone's different. We've got to stop looking at people as their ethnicity or their sexuality or their groups. It's dumb. The legend CJ, it's not racist when it's facts. I'm Latino and we're barely represented. Exactly. Jude the Fourth, June is overrated. There needs to be more indie films on the ballot. There does, Jude, but I don't think June's overrated. Cyber Warrior, superhero movie don't have any place in Oscar, and it's so sad to accept that. Let's boycott Oscar and we make our own Oscar by superhero movie because majority of young people don't give a fuck to the Oscars. Years ago, when I was obsessed with Smallville, I actually did something on my previous Twitter account called the Smallville Oscars at the same time as the Oscars. It was so much fun. And people really got involved with it. Or did I do it on my old Facebook? I don't know. Trill J, June is amazing. It certainly is. But again, it's about opinions. People can have those opinions. But I just don't agree with those opinions. Red Panda and all those people cheering and congratulating Will Smith after Oscars, even when he got the award, everybody was so happy and cheerful. Something is definitely awkward there. Listen, there's something else I want to say, and I don't want to go into this in detail. I don't agree with supporting people just because they come from the same ethnicity as you. And I see it a lot. If a Greek Cypriot guy had done what Will had done, I wouldn't defend him because he's Greek Cypriot. So I think that's just bad. But what you saw yesterday, them cheering someone who almost knocked someone out, that just shows you what kind of... They exposed themselves. Hollywood exposed itself in every way in last night's 94th Academy Awards. Children, as much as I love it, June shot better than Batman. So Matt Reeves better snap on the sequel. Well, no, I think both cinematographies by the same person, by the way, both look stunning and great. So I don't have a view that one movie's better than the other. I thought they were brilliant. Matt did a great job. Ronnie Dodge, I love Jim, but I respect people's opinions, especially people think Zack Snyder is a god. I think he's not, just saying. Well, I don't think Zack's a god. I do think he's a genius. I do think he's a visionary, and I love his films. I certainly don't think any human being is a god. I've been around. As I say, don't put people on pedestals. Anyone. Cyber Warrior, minority people care about King Richard. Majority people care about Spider-Man No Way Home. But this is what I'm saying, Cyber Warrior. You shouldn't be supporting a movie because it's about... If you're For example, right, again, I don't want this to come out the wrong way. I really don't. But if you're a black person, you shouldn't be supporting a black movie because it's a black movie. You should be supporting it because you enjoyed it, because you got something out of it. And if you did because of the inclusion, good luck to you. But you shouldn't be. This is the problem these days. Jude the Fourth. June is just a Marvel film with good cinematography. Watched The Green Knight or last night in Soho or Spencer. That's actual cinema. I couldn't disagree with you more about Jude the Fourth. Trill J, Mick, the Batman is the better movie to me, but let's be honest, June, it's hot better. That's all I'm saying. Hell, even the Snyderverse filming looks better than the Batman at times. No, I don't agree. The Snyderverse is stunning. Stunning cinematography. The Batman is stunning, and so is June, and that's my opinion. Ronnie John, June is a no Marvel movie. Just saying, yeah, I must admit, that's a weird take. But every person is entitled to their take. That's why we're here. Cyber Warrior, I'm Asian, and we Asian don't care about race. We just want to enjoy the movie like superhero movie, not boring movie like King Richard movie. Yeah, listen, I would never watch something like that anyway. Red Panda, what about the main actress? Who do you think should have won? I would have loved an Oscar for Kristen Stewart. She did a lot of great movies after Twilight, same as Pattinson. I didn't want Kristen Stewart to win, so I'm glad she didn't win. I can't remember the nominees, to be honest. I can't even remember who won. Was it the Coda lady? Jude the Fourth, you lot clearly haven't seen King Richard. Not interested in King Richard. Not interested. I have seen the movie. I'll be clear. I have seen the movie. Trill J, I think June has a grounded Lord of the Rings feel to me. It's not just that. I like the story. Listen, it's not the bestest movie I've ever seen. And every movie doesn't have to be that. But I got a lot out of it. It was stunning to look at. And it was a really good film. And Timothy Chalamet was absolutely fantastic. Trilogy, I think June has a grounded Lord of the Rings feel to me. Ronnie Dodge, I'm glad West Side Story won a couple of things. Great version, better than the original. Saw it, but I'm not into musicals. Cyber Warrior, I'm not interested and not care at all about King Richard movie. Not my taste. Listen, I don't mind a good movie or a good biopic, but we all know why that movie was made in the first place. Jude the Fourth, No Time to Die was snubbed. Daniel Craig should have gotten a Best Actor nod. Again, I disagree. No Time to Die is not a good James Bond film. It's got great cinematography and action, but the story is shit. They had one of the best actors of our generation playing the villain, and they fucked him up. I do not like that movie. Trill J, man, Greg Fraser should film with Snyder. It would be amazing. It would. But Snyder has his own cinematographers. And of course, Greg can't do everything, can he? This is Movies TV Man. If you just arrived, check out my poll. Should Will Smith keep his Oscar? Yes, 68%. No, 32%. Ronnie Dodge, maybe Michael should get a nomination for his score for the Batman next year. Maybe, yes, it's a great score. Trill J, anyone else loves Sucker Punch? I have never seen Sucker Punch. Never, ever. Yeah, definitely the only Snyder film that doesn't interest me. Red Panda, June is the best movie of 2021. And all geeks and nerds, even most of the moviegoers know that. But it seems Oscars just does not like movies that much. Not for the gravity, though. Ben Pottymayer, hi, Ben. They just pick the movies that have enough diversity in it, or it's not nominated. Most movies, the actor does good job, but the movies aren't that great. Agreed. Ronnie Dodge, I'm going to say this. I think Sucker Punch is awful. Just saying, never seen it. Jude the Fourth, besides his Justice League trilogy, Snyder is utter rubbish. Just a second incarnation of Michael Bay. Disagree. 300 is a celebrated movie. Watchmen has lots of fans. That's not just a Michael Bay movie. Trilogy, I'm sorry, Watchmen. Trilogy, Army of the Dead. And there's Dawn of the Dead as well, another much celebrated movie. 300 and Dawn of the Dead, people, whoever sees them, love those movies. Trilogy, 2 Oscars. I like Michael Bay, but I can see where you're coming from, but no. Snyder's movies have more depth than that. Cyber Warrior, Will Smith action cannot accept at all. Very class actor, but no class behavior. Yep. It was nuts. Then he went to a party and he was dancing. Trilogy, I admit Snyder makes some crazy decisions in his films, but he's not trash. He's a very good director. Well, he's a visionary. He makes different movies, and some people just can't accept something different. Red Panda, Army of the Dead, let's be serious about this one. It was not really deserved. Well, people voted for it. I'm not saying that's the best movie. People supported the director they wanted to support. But yeah, it's not his best movie. Ronnie Dodge, when we get the Batman sequels, love to see Barry Keoghan nomination for his Joker down the line. Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? Yes, I have to see more of him as the Joker before I make my mind up. Not someone I would have cast. Ben Pottimeyer, no, Zack is in another league. He has fans who follow him because we see greatness he puts out. Exactly. It's all about opinions, isn't it? All about opinions, different opinions. That's the beauty of the world. We shouldn't try and quash different opinions. We should celebrate them. Because without those different opinions, we have nothing. The problem with social media is some people do try and be toxic with their opinions purposely to get engagement. Jude the Fourth, you lot really think Snyder is on the level as Nolan, Anderson, Tarantino? Listen, the directors you're choosing there, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, like Christopher Nolan didn't even go to film school. So I think Snyder is individual. You can like his films. I think he's a really great director. Whether he's one of the greatest, I wouldn't say that. Tarantino is iconic. Nolan is solid. Truly, sorry to tell you, but Jared Leto is the most accurate Joker. Interesting. Red Panda, I think Dune 2 will win Best Picture as it will have a better script and character development now that the world building was done. Cyber Warrior, British actor and actress are more professional than American. What a shame. That's true, yes, because we're trained in England, and you know the theatrical training we get in England is so different than in America. And this is something I notice a lot. Children, I love Barry Keoghan though. Do you know what? His Joker's interesting, but I'm not going to say I can't make a decision on his Joker. It was just a few minutes. It was 5 minutes. This Inferno, what if Sam Raimi directed a Superman movie in Reeseverse? I would be happy for Sam to direct a Superman movie anywhere, but it won't be in the Reeseverse. Because I can't see anything coming from other characters in DC in the Reeseverse. But if Sam wanted to do that after the job he did with Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2, I would be more than happy. He's got the balance of humor, darkness. Ben Pottimeyer, I understand opinions, but how can you deny Zack's visuals? Chris Nolan picked Snyder to do MOS, correct. He also sees Zack's greatness. James Cameron said he looks up to directors like Zack Snyder. Yes, James Cameron is a big fan of Zack Snyder because James is a visionary. Zack's a visionary, right? You don't have to love what Zack does. That's fine. But it's great to hear people like James Cameron big him up. Cyber Warrior, everyone can be Joker, even Rowan Atkinson also can just kidding. Trilogy, in the end, Nolan is remembered for his Batman films and Tenet, but only because of Rob Pattinson. Snyder is remembered for every film he made. Well, Nolan is remembered. Batman Begins is a great movie. The Dark Knight is a great movie, and I really enjoy The Dark Knight Rises. So I wouldn't, I wouldn't deny Nolan's greatness as a director. You can like more than one director. It isn't a competition. But unfortunately these days, that's what film discourse is all about. Who's the best? Who's the better one? It's the either or generation, isn't it? Please smash the like button if you like what you hear. And if you don't like what you hear, as Nerdrotic goes, thanks for watching all the video. Isn't that what Nerdrotic says? Should Will Smith keep his Oscar? Yes, 73%, no, 27%. Get involved with the poll. Red Panda. Nolan is not remembered for Tenet. I think we can all agree it's one of his worst movies. It's solid. Ronnie Dodge, I know you said you wouldn't have had Barry as Joker, but sometimes the unexpected can do amazing performance. Well, a bit like Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. I wouldn't have picked him, but I actually like him as Lex Luthor. Red Panda, Interstellar is my favorite Nolan movie and changed my life in a way I can't describe. I think Inception's his best one. Creation K, good evening, Creation K. Creation K, I'm really torn on this poll. Make sure you vote on the poll, please, Creation K. You can discuss it on the chat, but please vote on it. Trill if you all don't leave this guy, Trill if you don't leave this guy alike. Ronnie George, I like Jesse as Lex, but he would be a better Riddler. Yeah, a few people have said that. I think he's a great Lex. I think he's very interesting. He's a very interesting Lex. He is going to have a little Easter egg in the Batgirl movie as well, which is exciting. Cyber Warrior, we the people have to be mature. Don't be like mostly Marvel fan that always make comparison and mock the other. We have to appreciate other directors' work. Couldn't agree more. Jude Default, that's true. Despite being British but living in America, doing acting school in America, so I base my acting after British actors, mainly with some old Hollywood actors like Sidney Poitier. Ashling Me, Creation K, hey bud, John, Morbius comes out this week. I'm quite interested to see the reviews for this movie. I want to see that movie. Trill J, if you're in this chat, like the video, lol. Thank you, Trill J. Ben Pottimeyer, Interstellar is my favorite movie. Love Nolan's films. They make you think and they are rewatchable, just like Zack's films. Agreed. Creation K, hashling me greetings. Or should I say greetings? Movies TV Mad is the place to effing be. And if Will Smith pushes me, I'll take his key. Ronnie Dodge, can't wait for the Penguin series. Yes, bit of a wait for that. Henrik, good Monday, everyone. Good evening, Henrik. We have 14 people in the chat. We have 11 likes. Smash that like button. And get involved with the chat, please. Be constructive, be polite. You don't have to agree with me or anyone on the chat as long as you do it with good manners. Cyber Warrior, right now I really can't wait. Flash, Black Adam, and Aquaman movie be released. Yeah, me too. Creation K, can someone please explain to me what rewards Zack Snyder received? I'm continuing your rhyme, Mick lol. Ben Pottimeyer, is it weird that I'm kind of looking forward to see what they do in the Sony universe? Yes, I'm really interested. I've kind of enjoyed the films thus far. I mean, Marvel had a lot of criticism. The MCU in the early days had this similar criticism. But when I think about the films we've seen, Venom 2 and Venom, the first Venom, I found them very entertaining. Solid first entries. Ronnie Dodge, Flash winning the Cheer Award is also very good for the Flash movie. It certainly is. Henrik, I need a trailer for Black Adam. Only DC film after the Batman that will get released this year, I hope. Shazam Fury of the Gods will be released as well. But Black Adam isn't out to October. We've got a bit of time yet. I did think there will be a Black Adam trailer during the release of the Batman, but it didn't happen. Looks like the summer. But there's plenty of. I am excited for Black Adam. I think it's going to be great. John, would you like to see Black Cat in the MCU or the Marvel Sonyverse? Do you know what, John? I don't know who Black Cat is, I'm afraid. Creation K, Henrik, Shazam likely. Shazam's happening at the moment, but again, because they've already changed dates, you can't trust them not to change them again. Maybe Flash will come back to this year. Who knows? Ronnie Dodge, maybe a Black Adam trailer with Super Pets. Yes, in the summer. Yes. Let's see. Big merger coming. Who knows what's going to happen? It's very exciting. The unpredictability of it is the thing for me. Ronnie Dodge, Black Cat is a Spider-Man ripoff, Catwoman. Oh, right. Red Panda, I hope Sonyverse disappears soon because it does only bad to MCU and all they built over the years. Couldn't agree less, Red Panda. It doesn't affect the MCU at all. And Sony own a lot of these characters. And don't forget, they own Spider-Man. They can rip it away from your precious MCU at any time. Creation K, can't wait to see what DJ does with the character. I hope he doesn't just be The Rock, but brings something original. Well, listen, I mean, The Rock can only be The Rock. I mean, he'll try to be the best Black Adam, but he's not an actor. I mean, he is an actor because that's what wrestlers are anyway. But I think he will be an intimidating Black Adam. Cyber Warrior, I hope Jason Statham joined DC. Okay? Ronnie Dodge, Dr. Fate is going to steal the show. It's Piers Brosnan. I know, yes, I'm very excited for the JSA. A genius idea to put them in. Trill J, same as Bruce Wayne, is Bruce no... Hang on. Same as Bruce Wayne. Is Bruce, no matter how he looks, people sometimes are just too nagging. Creation K, Ronnie Dodge, check the facts for the other heroes too, man. There are a lot of similar people in DC and Marvel. It's surprising which of the two were made first for these similar characters. Creation K, my friend, most of the ripoffs come from Marvel because DC has been around since 1938. Creation K, hope that made sense. It made sense. Jude the Fourth, Mark Comardi, Zack Snyder's impression was funny. Okay, then. Why would you make it? Why would anyone impersonate Zack Snyder? What for? Oh, dear, these people. There's too many people on the internet. Someone needs to put a virus in some people's computers. You know that. Ben Pottimer, yeah, Marvel ripped off so many characters, yes. Well, there's a character in Eternals, and they admitted it's a rip-off to Superman. Creation K, that is an interesting fact. Creation K, Mick, that is an interesting fact. Jude the Fourth, it was from his Justice League review. Right. I won't be watching. Creation K, explain your virus comment, please. Yes, I just think some people need a virus put on their computer so they can't talk. There's so many bad takes on the internet, and I'm sure I have enough of my own bad takes. Ronnie Dodge, Doctor Strange is technically a rip-off of Dr. Fate. Exactly. Although Dr. Fate isn't a magician. It's because he wears the helmet of Naboo, he can literally see the future. Henrik, tell me, why does Marvel have bad CGI versus DC, but still they get rave reviews about plot CGI and jokes? Well, there you go. It tells you something, that these critics are biased and they're shills and they cannot be trusted. Trill J, Ronnie, not really. Yeah, listen, they're not the same characters really, no, apart from both being called Doctor. But Marvel have ripped off a lot from DC. No question about it. More than DC have ripped from them. There's no question about that. There's no debate there. Cyber Warrior, DJ acting style is always the same. He's not the kind of actor like Johnny Depp or Robert Pattinson that can act many styles. No. Trill J, Henrik, CGI is CGI, remember, it's kids watching them. No, Trill J, it's not just kids watching them. Everyone goes to watch these films, not just kids. And just because kids go to watch them, does that mean kids deserve lesser CGI? No. They rush the movies, they don't make them properly, and that's the issue. That's the excuse for The Last Jedi. It's okay if it's underwhelming and bad because Star Wars is for kids. Well, let me tell you something. E.T. was for kids and it's a fucking brilliant movie. Back to the Future was for kids. It's a fucking brilliant movie. Trill J, but DC will always have the better and sensational movies. Hashing me. Casual audience are all about jokes in movies, so that's why they loved it more. Ronnie Dodge, the VFX supervisor guy from The Flash, also worked on Interstellar, which will look incredible. Yes, DJ, the VFX supervisor for all three of Zack Snyder's DCEU movies, he did them too. Henrik, Trill J, but why do they often very poorly CGI compared to a lot of DC movies? Good point, Henrik. Red Panda, the CGI of No Way Home was okay. There were moments when it was bad. When Toby takes his mask off, you can see the after effects of that move. It's like it's in delay, yes? And that is a basic error. And if DC did that, we wouldn't have heard the end of it. That's the point. Creation K, is it true that Bane was issued in 1990? Anyone confirm? John, who is your favourite live-action Magneto actor? What, Sir Ian McKellen? Come on. Creation K, Red Panda, agreed. Trill J, Henrik, because a lot of people on the inside are kids trying to escape from reality. They don't want to admit DC makes you feel the real world. They rather run away of false realities. Well, I thought that Wonder Woman first one was very escapist. Aquaman has got lots of escapism. And you can still escape with Man of Steel and BVS and the Snyder Cut. Ronnie Dodge, apparently after No Way Home was out, they worked to continue on VFX for the home version. Oh my God. That's bad, isn't it? We have to admit, that's pretty bad. That means the cinematic release wasn't good enough. Wow, man. Old Feige needs more staff, doesn't he? That is so bad. Henrik, children, excuse me, I think there are more grown men ladies that watch the movies, and there is a lot of escapism in DC movies. Thank you, Henrik. Creation K, Trill J, it probably depends on the story. Peacemaker compared to Wonder Woman is a big leap in terms of reality. Trill J, Mick, you can escape, but you still connect to the characters on an emotional level. Yeah, you can still escape, can't you? Ronnie Dodge, I mean, sometimes you want to get away from the real world sometimes. Of course you do. But I still think that man is still BVS and the Snyder Cut, escapism. It's not blatantly telling you a real world story. I mean, of course, it's getting less and less possible to escape. Sonic 2, that's escapism. Looking forward to that. Creation K, Ronnie Dodge, not only that, they edited it while it was in cinema. The first cinema showings of No Way Home had a different version to the last ones. And this is your MCU. You can keep it. You can keep it. Ben Pottimer, so wasn't Jeff Johns working with Zack on Justice League, but they didn't understand that scene? Did Johns write Flashpoint? No, Jeff Johns didn't write Flashpoint. Oh, yes, Jeff Johns wrote Flashpoint. It wasn't Jeff Johns who didn't understand the scene. It was the studio execs. They didn't understand it. They didn't like it. They thought it was stupid, so they removed it. Trill J, you all have to remember you can't connect to most Marvel characters. That's escaping. No, you can't connect to Marvel characters. You can't connect to your characters. There's no escape because you can't connect to the characters. Let me tell you the problem with cinema and television today. Most of it is too mid, and most of it is overrated as the best thing ever. I hear the word masterpiece being bandied about a lot on movie Twitter. Ronnie Dodge, to be honest, the MCU hasn't been great since Endgame. It's been May, to be honest. Yes, it has. I think even Endgame was May. Creation K, looks like Will Smith returning for Deadshot is out of the question now, probably. Not necessarily. He'll get away with it. Nothing will happen. And why not? Trilja, you can when you're seeing his cool powers. No, I need good characters. Most people need good characters. Marty McFly was in a cool time machine, but he still needed to be a cool character that we could relate to. Jude the Fourth, overrated TV, disagree. TV shows have gotten better for the most part. And I disagree with you because the peak of American television was the early noughties with Lost, 24, Prison Break, Fringe. There's no shows on that level now. Most of these streaming shows are not only woke, they're mediocre and they're boring. Ronnie Dodge, the only thing I will say is Will needs to apologise to Chris, letting his temper get the better of him. Yeah, listen, they just need to apologise to each other. Creation K, Doctor Who used to be great under Russell T Davies and Stephen Moffat. Chris Chibnall has made it again, mid. All these SJWs do is make mid stuff. Jude the Fourth, Lost has a bad ending. 24 needed a reboot. Jude, don't bother for it. Jude, don't bother. 24 was sensational for its whole run. Whether you don't like the ending of Lost or not, its whole run was sensational. It was escapist and it was great. So 24 was amazing and Lost was amazing. Whether you like the ending or not. John, do you know why Matt Reeves did not want the Batman in the DCEU? Yeah, because he wanted to create his own Batman in its own universe. Trill I had a girl say she couldn't relate to Batman. Then on her second review of the Batman, she took it all back. She was an MCU fan. Oh, my God. Ronnie John, I swear to God, if they do a remake of Back to the Future, I would flip my lid. No. Robert Zemeckis and Steven Spielberg have said no. E.T. will never be remade. They said no. It's stipulated. It will never happen. Leave my movies alone. Leave my fucking movies alone. You creatively bankrupt SOBs. Henry, do we know anything about Gotham Knights from the guy Dean Supernatural Jensen Ackles? No, not really. It's the same people who make Batwoman, so don't get your hopes up at all. Oh, and the journalist is running that show as well. Welcome to Hollywood. If you have the DNA, you can do anything. Jude the Fourth, the 13th Doctor, while not my favourite Doctor, I sway better than Colin Baker's 6th Doctor, but it's all about, well, listen, Colin Baker and, 13 are as middling and as mediocre as each other. And I mean, just because you say she's better, that's not really saying a lot, is it, in my opinion? Creation K, I've not seen Lost. I couldn't find it. You'll have to look on one of the streaming services. I think it's on Disney Plus. John, they wanted to remake Jaws and it wasn't allowed. Creation K, Sony, bad joke. Android $118. Do you think Flash deserved to win the cheer Oscar? If Zack Snyder's Justice League was released first in theatres and not Justice League, people would have understood more the impact of that Flash scene. Yes, I do think it deserved to win because I think it's art, it's beautiful, and it's emotional, and it's fantastic. Ronnie Dodge, I do wonder if they will show Diana in the Shazam trailer. No, because it's such a small scene. Trill J, John, because WB always get in the way and sometimes do too much. Matt has full creativity. When you watch the Batman, you can see what a raw DC film is supposed to look like. Henrik, who is Lost? I don't feel lost. Jude the Fourth, Lost had a diverse cast. It did, but the difference is, Jude, it was entertaining. Diversity is cool, but the first thing that comes first in entertainment is entertainment. I'm paying to watch something. You can represent and include who you want, but make the damn thing engrossing and investing and interesting. Creation K, Henrik, Creation K, Jude the Fourth, good woke, not bad woke. Exactly. There's good woke and there's bad woke. Great point, Creation K. Ronnie Dodge, I'm going to say Barry's Joker is the most realistic Joker we have seen, in my opinion. But does realistic mean the best? I'm still going to say this. I think Nicholson and Phoenix are my favourite two Jokers. Jude the Fourth, I agree. It's still one of my favourite shows. It's sensational. Sensational. Lost, I could sit there and watch it. That first season was magic. Trill J, and 24 was like watching a movie once a week. Trill J, Android, yes, it did. But far as the theatres, it was kind of all ruined. Once people saw Batman and Superman killing, you know, people sometimes are stubborn and just want what they picture a character to be. The audience, unfortunately, have been brought up on Marvel, which does nothing apart from, you know, Ronnie Dodge, yeah, I agree. Nicholson is a GOAT. When it comes to Joker, Barry will grow on me as we see more. Yeah. Jack Nicholson is sensational. And not enough people, and a lot of people have gone asleep on that hill because of Ledger and the others. Jude the Fourth, prefer crime dramas like Inspector Morse and Tennyson. Ah, yeah, not for me. Chubby Teddy Monster Productions. Hi, Mick. Hope you're doing well, sir. Yes, I am, and I hope you're doing well as well. Speak about what you want. The floor is yours, as long as it's about entertainment. Ronnie Dodge, shame he's retired. Could get a cameo off his Joker. Yeah, he's actually got Dimension now, I think. Ronnie Dodge. Oh, no, I've already read that. I've already read it. Ronnie Dodge in The Flash. Well, you never know. They might try and do something. I doubt it, though. Trill J, but yeah, Zack Snyder's Justice League is definitely the better movie. And WB had their time of reckoning since they have. Zack Snyder certainly taught them. There's no question about that. Creation K, did you know one of the DC execs was at the Oscars yesterday? Yes, Toby Emmerich, the chairman of Warner Brothers Pictures. He witnessed once again how the fans appreciate Zack Snyder, and the guy won 2 awards lot. I wonder if this will help the change. Well, he's the guy who's probably going to get the sack. Chubby Teddy Monster Productions. Hey, mate, do you think Hamada will stay as the DC leader? Whoa, that's a big question. Listen, anything can happen here. You know, you can roll a dice. If I was a betting man, I would think he's probably going to be out in his ear. Jude the Fourth, Jack Nicholson was a good Joker, although a lot of his roles are one note, playing an eccentric man. I don't agree. He's played a lot. Yeah, you could say he's played a lot of eccentric men, but there's different types of eccentric men. Jack Nicholson is one of the best actors of all time. Chubby Teddy Monster Productions. Zack Snyder is the face of Vindication. Yes. Vindication. He made that vindication happen. He fought. We helped him, but he sent out the smoke signals. Zack's a very clever man, and he didn't give up. Ronnie Dodge. Apparently, Ralph Rangnick is on the board to decide who's the next manager. Interesting. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. God. Trill J. He won't change the universe, bro. I'll say it again. People are kids, and kids don't want to see Batman and Superman killed. It's sad, but that's life. People are kids. Chubby Ted's the Monster Productions. Mick, what did you like better, The Road Warrior or Fury Road? I haven't seen either. John, what are your thoughts on the movie A Few Good Men? It's brilliant. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. I've got men who stand on a wall. Who's going to stand on that wall? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I don't think so. So don't think I give a damn what you think you are entitled to. And I spat on my screen. Oh my God. I spat on my screen. But that's what great actors do. Do you remember that episode of Lost with Gary Oldman and Joey? Chubby Teddy Monster Productions. Hey, Mick, do you think Jeff Loeb would be a good leader for DCEU? Jeff Loeb is an iconic comic book writer. He wrote the comic Superman for All Seasons. He was a big deal during Smallville. At a certain point during Smallville's time, he was like a consultant. He was pretty much in charge of Marvel TV at a time, which didn't go very well. And he was behind the Inhumans, kerfuffle as well. So I'm not sure, but definitely an icon of comic books. Henrik, Trill J, why you speak of the DC movies confuse me. Do you not like them at all? Creation Kate, you will be surprised what kids want these days. The world is crazy. Trill J, when I say people, I mean these so-called fans who say they're DC fans, but never actually support it and just trash it, but then say they love Batman and Superman. Creation K, applause and clapperboard. Thank you. Ronnie Dodge, I think Jared Leto is cursed. I mean, Morbius is not getting good first reactions. I'll let you know what I think on Friday. Yes, I want to see that film as well before I judge it. Jared Leto is such a good actor. Trill J, Henrik, no, I love DC, but what I'm saying is with no hard feelings, those decisions he made in BVS with WB getting in the way messed up DC for a while. Android 118XX. I saw 2 videos of that slap from Will. The first video was censored, and I thought after the video that it could be a skit. Then I saw the second vid, which was uncensored version, and it changed my mind. Ronnie Dodge, did you see Barry Coogan and his girlfriend are expecting their first child? No, I didn't. Congratulations to them. Hashling, me. I'm very excited to see Morbius first reviews. Ronnie Dodge, I would say I have Jim Lee as our Kevin Feige. Well, he's pretty much in charge of everything. But is he just there as a name, as a token gesture? Does he actually do anything? I mean, he's an artist. I mean, you've got, not only do you have to understand these characters, you actually have to be a good producer. Kevin Feige has got all these things in his locker, and you have to be all these things. You have to love these characters. You have to know these characters. You have to be a kind of a showrunner. And it's a very difficult role to fill. There's no question about that. Trill J, Henrik, Zack Snyder's Justice League film is amazing, but look at what WB did after BVS. They didn't let him have control. Well, listen, let me explain to you the situation, Trill J. They were getting so much pushback from critics and the mainstream audience, they didn't know where to turn. What they should have done is just let the man finish his arc. He would have been done by now. Zack was even going to do his own Flashpoint to reboot the universe. Someone else could have come in and started from fresh. They made a mistake because his films still made solid money, not blockbuster breaking money, but good money. They should have let him do his 3 Justice League movies, let Ben do his Batfleck movie. It would have been done. Trill J. Henry, would you with creative control let Batman or Superman kill? I mean, I would, but again, would fans like that? Nah. John, I don't think it will happen, but I would like to see Burt Wood cameo in the Flash movie. Well, he cameoed in Crisis, didn't he? And I mean, if he's healthy enough, maybe he will. Personally, I like to remember these people as they were in their peak. I don't need everyone to cameo. Trill J, Mick, I agree. I'm just good with DC kind of doing characters with too much killing. if they don't kill. Ronnie Dodge, I think Jim Lee was kind of hinting at fandom there would be a crisis movie. Yes, something's going on. The problem is with this merger coming in, you don't know what sticks and what twists. Jude the Fourth, well, he's done by now. Affleck isn't coming back after The Flash, mate. Shaking my head, a Batman that uses guns. Hang on. Hang on again. Jude the Fourth, well, he's done by now. Affleck isn't coming back after The Flash, mate. Not necessarily. Shaking my head, a Batman that uses guns. Nothing wrong with a Batman using guns. We've explained to everyone who's confused about that, who can't get their heads around it, this was a broken Batman. I've explained it on many videos, and he was being deconstructed to be reconstructed. It's called evolving characters. And even Ezra Miller laughed at the kind of people saying that Ben Affleck is finished after Flash. So not necessarily Jude the Fourth. Henrik Trilje, I would Zack Snyder's continues his arc and don't cut his movies. Imagine if they let the 3-hour edition in cinema. Creation K, Jude the Fourth. This got me. Android 118 XX. I remember reading somewhere that for WB the Flash scene didn't make sense, and they didn't want it to be included in the movie. The DCEU was doomed from the start with these people. Ronnie Dodge. The only thing is, if they let Zack carry on time it ended, would the movies make profit by ignoring the main audience? Listen, Ronnie, it's quite simple. Man of Steel made $650. It's solid. It's not great. BVS made $850. It's not great, but it's solid. Zack Snyder's Justice League has made ounces of money for these people. All he had to do, right? This is all he was going to do. He was going to do a Justice League trilogy, and Ben was going to do his Batman movie. It would have been done. What do you think's better, Ronnie? To do Justice League, an embarrassment to a proud history of a studio, or let this man do a couple more movies? Think about it. Trill J, Henry tried it with the Batman. People still complain, but on HBO Max, I can do 10 hours of Snyderverse, especially Batman. Ronnie Dodge, Rob used guns only to knock out the Riddler henchmen at the arena. When I first saw BVS, I didn't even notice half the stuff people brought up. I just enjoyed the movie. Bat Super Claystyle posted another Find the Hidden Restore the Snyderverse with Nightmare Batman in the picture. Interesting. Trill J, Android, yes, it was doomed, but then Batman turned into a murder. And in my opinion, people were just salty Superman lost to Batman. Let's be real. Well, listen, it's quite simple. If you've got kryptonite, you've got an advantage over Supes. I don't know. I think half those people complaining were just MCU shills trying to shit on DC, if I'm perfectly honest. Creation K, Batfleck does not use guns in the main timeline. It was a nightmare sequence where he has no choice, by the way, yeah. Jude the Fourth, I can't wait for the Flash movie to release their first official trailer. It's going to have a lot of people eating their words, especially if they show Keaton in his suit. I think they'll be keeping Keaton in his suit a secret for now. But it's all very exciting if this stuff happens. Let's not forget the movie has been delayed. There's a merger coming. What's going on? Right, 10 more minutes, everyone. It's been a great chat. Android 118XX. Have you noticed, Mick, that MOS Rotten Tomato score has been going up? Critics are changing their mind about this movie. Is that the fan score or the critic score? That is interesting. Trill J, Ronnie, to knock people out, Batfleck is spraying people up like Call of Duty. Why not? Call of Duty's cool, and so is that. So are those sequences. I mean, look, if you want to see PG-13 comic book movies, Marvel's there for you, isn't it? Android 118XX critic score. That is interesting. And what's the number? What is the Rotten Tomatoes score? Because I think it was 38 for ages. Should Will Smith keep his Oscar? That's my poll. Yes, 80%, no, 20%. Smash the like button, please. 56. Ooh, wow, that's interesting. Ronnie Dodge, yeah, I would let Zack carry on, but in the end, that second week drop for BBS was like really bad, even though I enjoyed it. Yeah, obviously it wasn't great, but it still made 850. What I'm saying is, you're in the middle of something. You have to finish it. Even El Dorado, the classic British soap opera that lasted for a year, even that had an ending, even though the ratings were low. Everything, you have to finish it off. You can't just do Justice League. Creation Cake, BVS has 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. Well, that just shows you, doesn't it? What you expect from a pig but a grunt. Doesn't bother me, though. Critics' opinions are not important to me. What I get out of a movie is. Trill J Mick, no, I hope the Batman comes out with an R-rated cut. Just saying, people go too hard for what they see in comics. There will no be an R-rated cut of the Batman at all. Matt Reeves has been very, very clear. That's his only version. Trill J, going strictly off the comics make things boring, but you know people nitpick anyway. But the thing is, no one can copy and paste from film to comic. Comics are so different. There's such different mediums to live action. When people complain that things ain't copied and pasted, it isn't possible. There's some things you can't translate from comic book to screen. Jude the Fourth, do you want the haircut? I absolutely do want the haircut. Yes, we want to see David's movie. The movie we saw isn't David's movie. Apparently, according to David, Jeff Johns rewrote it. I'd love to see it. They fucked up the studio. They got nervous. They got reactive. Android 180 minutes. What did you eat, Mick, or will eat after the chat? Greek meatballs. Tonight, I ate salmon and rice. Trill J, Batfleck was honestly my favourite Batman before I saw the teaser trailer for Rob. I think Batfleck's probably still my all-round best Batman. Creation Cake, I didn't look like anything was really cut from the Batman because sometimes you can tell due to abruptness, etc. The film was very smooth, but the question on if it's a 15 are still in debate. But Bat Super, I think a lot of people underestimate just how different Air's cut will be. Definitely, yeah. It's going to be totally different. Trill J, and if anyone is wondering, I'm using Batman because Batman is the main protagonist in the Snyder universe. Oh, is he? The main? He wasn't in the first movie, was he? Even Snyder's admitted the whole arc is about Superman. Ronnie Josh, the only I didn't like about Zack was having Bruce being the dad of Lois' babies. A big fat no to me. Yeah, I mean, look, interesting, certainly. And I can understand people being upset with it. I would have been interested to see it. Android 118 WH, do you think BVS was MOS 2? Well, listen, this is the best way I can say it to you. BVS is a Man of Steel sequel. It literally continues straight off the bat with Batfleck's perception of, so it's kind of isn't, I mean, I suppose you could call it Man of Steel 2 Part 1, if you get what I mean. But not really a total Man of Steel 2. Don't forget, they jump 18 months. There's another story to tell there. Creation K. Ronnie Dodge, this is new to me. Ronnie Dodge, love to see David's version, but James Gunn is expanding his Suicide Squad universe. Yes, he's going to make an announcement in a couple of weeks. So, but that's irrelevant. David has a right for his movie to be released. Trill J. Mick, yeah, but then Superman got pushed to the side and eventually becomes evil, and Lois Lane has Bruce's child. Putting all that to one side, Trill J, Superman in the arc, in the entire arc, from Man of Steel to Justice League 3 is not pushed to one side. It's his story. He is the main protagonist. When he comes back, and in Justice League 3, he leads a metahuman army against Darkseid. It's his story. Ronnie Dodge, Creation K, was a part of the plans for part 2 and 3. Manuel Mayo, we really need Man of Steel 2 because I have been seeing people saying that Superman is irrelevant and outdated. They're wrong. They're wrong. Hishan Kishi, hi, Mick, just joined. Have you talked about the slap hard around the world yet? Yes, I have. Henrik, later, guys and girls, need my evening walk. Stay safe and stay DC. Thank you, Henrik. Bat Superman of Steel is like Superman issue 1. And BVS is a one-shot JL prequel that continues the story of Man of Steel, but it's not Superman issue 2. Exactly, Bat Super. Exactly what I was trying to say. Will Smith and Chris Rock have a history that predates the Oscar slap. Sunday night wasn't the first time Chris Rock had joked about Jada Pinkett Smith, but it may have been his last. Her husband, Will Smith, stormed on stage, blah, blah, blah. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. Rock said during his opening monologue, I wasn't invited. Rock went on to joke that he understood Pinkett Smith's anger. Jada's mad. Her man Will was not nominated for concussion, Rock said in a reference to the 2015 football film Will Smith starred in. I get it. It's not fair that Will was this good and didn't get nominated. It's also not fair that Will was paid $20 million for the 1999 film Wild Wild West. Oh, that's so funny. Pinkett Smith commented on those jokes days later when asked about them by paparazzi. Hey, look, it comes with the territory. We've got to keep it moving, she said. We've got a lot of stuff we've got to handle, a lot of stuff going on in our world right now. We've got to keep it moving. Smith and Rock's relationship goes back to the 1990s. Rock guest starred on Smith's hit series The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where he played a character named Maurice and Morris's sister Jasmine. But it seemed to him, because that I can't even see, but him to become the new Batman after Bruce dies, it's just stupid and wiping all the comic history. But it doesn't need to. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. It doesn't need to be exactly like the comics. You can be original because ultimately this is a film that's doing its own thing. It doesn't all have to be like the comics. Triljo, Mick, I understand, but hey, I know, I just love Batfleck more. Ronnie Dodge, also Batgirl raps this week. Yep. Triljo, Ronnie, yeah, but it makes Superman look weak. No, it doesn't. Ronnie Dodge, the one thing I loved about part 3 plans was to have Superman inspire the whole world to fight Darkseid. That's the whole point, Ronnie, of the whole arc. Snyder's saying to you that Superman needs to earn the right to be Superman. He can't just be Superman and have cheering crowds from the first 5 minutes. This is an evolving story. That is the essence of storytelling. Triljo, Ronnie Clark's best friend slap was his woman got her pregnant and he still decided to be with her. Android, I don't want James Gunn to come near DC's top characters, only ones people don't know about. He's a good way to introduce DC characters that we haven't seen before. Yeah, I'm not sure how proficient he would be with the big characters, and I think that's why he stays away from big characters. So apparently there's history between Chris Rock and Will Smith. Very interesting. So where are we? Ronnie Dodge, if I was Clark in the Snyderverse and that happened with my wife having someone else's child while I was dead, I would leave in a heartbeat. Well, she wasn't cheating. She thought he was dead. She had to have a life, didn't she? She was lonely, devastated. Bruce is lonely and devastated. It's a bit like the Pearl Harbor movie, isn't it? So I don't think it's that bad. And men do stay and bring up other men's children sometimes. But I only trust Snyder, Aaron Reeves. Trilogy. Like, let's be real. Why would in any film Lois sleep with both Clark and Bruce? Because Clark's dead. Hisham Kishi, I honestly couldn't believe it, and it didn't make sense at first because Will was laughing at G.I. Jane joke. But I guess he snapped when he realized that Jada didn't take the joke lightly. Creation K, DC need to be careful. We all know how Marvel moles work, I'm sure. Listen, we need to forget about Marvel. Jude the Fourth, this Smith rock will pass. The joke memes have been funny though. Trilogy, Mick, nah, that's still Clark's best friend. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They are devastated. He's dead. They're lonely. It happens all the time in real life. It's very easy to be all moral and say we wouldn't do this. That's not right. But we don't know what we would do. We're not perfect people. So why do we expect characters to be perfect and act morally? Doesn't make sense. I would like to see that storyline. I think it would have been interesting. And ultimately, Clark comes back and Clark and Lois would have been together. It just would have been something different. Yes, it's controversial. That's what Snyder does. I'm afraid some of you just don't like different. Bat Soup. I remember when Bryce happened in the DCAU. Trilogy, Mick, why Bruce out of all people, though there sees other men in the world? Because that's the person she got close to. John, I would be interested in a Deathstroke series or movie directed by James Gunn. Could be happening. Could be the next announcement, by the way. Keep your ears open. Yeah, I don't have issue with live action being different to comics as long as it's gripping and it works. If it's worse, I mean, like Flashpoint, it's all in the comic. They're changing it because they want to do the reboot. But the best Flashpoint story, you can't get any better than the Flashpoint comic. Crash and Kate, these questions can only be answered by the creator of the idea. Exactly, the creator of the idea. Right, that's true. Jude the Fourth, Ray Fisher really dug himself in a hole. He was supposed to be a big part of the Flash movie until he started chatting rubbish. True, but he still could end up being in that movie, especially with the delay. "13 people viewing the live chat, 15 likes. Thank you very much. Check out my poll. Should Will Smith keep his Oscar? Yes, say 78%. No, say 22%. Well, it's been a very interesting chat, everyone. Ronnie Dodge, don't worry. Give Ray Fisher a chance. He will start slating David Zaslav soon. Enough man has a huge ego. Maybe so, but he's a great cyborg, and I'd still love to see him in that movie. But we will see what happens. Android 118XX. After the ending of Spider-Man No Way Home, all this time Spider-Man Home Trilogy was Peter's origin story. He has now become the true Spider-Man in the end. This was the plan Zack wanted for his Superman, but longer. Exactly. Do you remember when we were watching Homecoming and Far From Home and we were saying they were rubbish because they were so slow and nothing happens? It's because they wanted Peter to earn the right to be Spider-Man. And this is exactly what Zack wanted to do. And people just don't have any concentration or any patience. Why isn't it like the MCU? Where are the bright colours? Why does Batman have guns? Trilogy, Jude Ray Fisher did what all those actors Snyderverse brought in really wanted to do. You have to remember, some people would just rather the check. Ronnie Dodge, I don't care if they change stuff from comics as long as it's interesting and not weird. Yeah, that's my point, isn't it, though? Weird. You mean different, don't you? Some people just don't like different. Creation K, if Will Smith gets his Oscar removed, then they need to remove all the Oscars of the women that slept with Weinstein and his partners in crime. Jude the Fourth, those films are still rubbish, lol. What films? What are you talking about? Oh, Spider-Man Homecoming. They're not the best, but it was a build-up. Spider-Man, that's right. Right, I'm going to give you 5 more minutes than I should have done because I should have gone off air already. But I forgot that we've had such a great chat that we've gone on a bit. Always remember, one thing you should always learn from the Release the Snyder Cut movement, when we say we have no power, the Release the Snyder Cut movement got a film they even denied existed to be released. That's what they did. And always remember, complaining about something you don't like constructively can work. Trilogy, I'm still tripped out on the fact Snyder brought the actors in and they cast him out. Creation K, grateful for the time, man. You're welcome. Android 118XX. Marvel and DC plans are always so similar, though. DC are the ones that come with the plans first. Listen, it's the same with the UK, the soap operas we get. They'll have similar storylines. It doesn't make any difference. Who does it first? Who does it last? As long as the movies are good. Trilogy, I get the feeling they may do it with Matt Reeves as well. I really do. Well, they won't have the opportunity because Discovery are coming in and that won't happen. But you can't mess around with Matt Reeves. If you mess around with him, he will just walk, which they can't do. No, The Batman's a great movie. It did very well in the box office and everything's all right. I'm very interested, though, what it does in its final run. It should be approaching 700 million any day now. Will it equal Batman versus Superman? Ronnie Dodge, on the bright side of having The Flash next year, we don't have 2 multiverse movies this year. That's not bright side. That's not a bright side for me. I expected The Flash this year. I wanted to see it this year. I couldn't give a shit that Marvel have got a multiverse movie. Hishan Kishi, I mean, Marlon Brando literally had a Native American woman go up on stage and reject his Oscar on his behalf for his role in The Godfather because of the mistreatment of Native Americans. Good for Marlon Brando. We should all care about Native Americans. America was their country. And the people out there in the entertainment industry who reckon they're so kind and compassionate are living on their bones. Good for Marlon Brando. That's amazing. I didn't even know that. Brando was a fucking legend. Trilogy, Ronnie Fanza. Hishan Kishi, so they shouldn't confiscate Will's Oscar. No. He doesn't. I don't think he should have won it in the first place. Trilogy, fans like you are why the Snyderverse should be on the HBO Max because it's still a multiverse. Look, I think the Snyder Cut proved there's an audience for the Snyderverse, so wherever you want to put it, we'll consume it. The problem is, most of us still don't have access to HBO Max. Ronnie Dodge, the Batman movie is a masterpiece. Simple. Yep. Jude the Fourth, Brando was a proper civil rights activist, yeah. And that is what we need these days because we don't have socialists and civil rights activists. We have extreme leftists who don't care about poor people, don't care about Native Americans. All they care about is inclusion and equality, which are nothing terms anyway. John, I am looking forward to Doctor Strange too. Yes, Should be a great movie, or at least entertaining at the very least. Android 118XX. I am the shadows. Yes. That's what I say when I'm walking in my hallway at the dark, in the middle of the night. I tell you what, we've had one of the biggest turnouts on tonight's video we've ever had. Maybe it's the title, I don't know. Trilogy, the Batman is the perfect Batman movie. So yeah, of course, it's a masterpiece. I just want a universe. Well, it's already a universe. Isn't 2 series and hopefully a sequel a universe for you? I am the right, but you're not going to get a DC extended universe in the Reevesverse. It's all about Batman and that Bat universe. That's it. That's all you're getting there. Hatchling, me. I'm vengeance. Trilogy, and as much as I love him, Matt Reeves needs to go a little fantastic. He may mess up trying to be grounded. Well, listen, Trilogy, whether you like it or not, he's a grounded director and he will remain grounded. There's not going to be any CW extended universe or MCU. This is how the guy does it. Unfortunately, you don't like that. Ronnie Dodge, you know deep down they deserved it. You have to think they deserved it. Ha, ha, ha. Such a great line. Yeah, it's great. You know deep down they deserved it. Ha! You think they deserved it. Such a great line, yeah. John, have you seen the movie Darkman? If so, what are your thoughts on the movie? I've never seen it, unfortunately. Android 180XX. I'm Batman. Trilogy, Mick. I know Mick just let me dream, lol. You can't change people. But super, what is your Twitter? At Movies TV Mad. At Movies TV Mad. All one word. Hisham, why did you like Joker more than the Batman? Oh, right. Why did I like Joker more than the Batman? I felt it was a more personal story. And I really identified with what he's going through. At the time, I was looking after my parents. He was looking after his parents. I've had bouts with mental health problems. But basically, I just think it's a better movie. I just think it's about a character. It focuses on that character. It's about iconic character. It just does. I just think it's an amazing film. It's special. It's one of the greats. Cyber Warrior, out of topic. I don't think Rooney can make Man United be great again. He will be sat the same like what they did to Mourinho. I think only Paul Scholes can put Man United to the glory. Well, Wayne Rooney's been talking about wanting to be United manager. That wouldn't happen till the future. He understands he's not ready. I don't want any ex-players at this point managing Manchester United. All right, a couple of more comments, everyone, because I am actually getting worn out now. It's as fun as this has been, and it has been one of my favourite live chats ever. We've had a good amount of people in. Please smash the like button before we finish the video, please. Bat Super, I want to see Reeves, Mr. Freeze, maybe an ice killer of some sort. Jude the 4th, at least the Flash comic is coming out this year. That will hopefully give us something and some clues. Yeah, looking forward to that. Ronnie Dodge, what if the Joker took over below 44? Maybe. Trilogy, I think they should move characters from different films into the Reevesverse after Flashpoint. They're not going to do that, my friend. He's already made it absolutely clear. He doesn't want to be involved with other characters. He doesn't want to extend it. He wants to focus on the universe that he's building with Batman. It's not going to happen. Creation K, last comment from me. I hope Willem Dafoe's Imposter Joker story sees the light of day. Thank you for today, Mick. You are welcome, Creation K, and everyone. Right, one more comment. I feel bad because there's a few of you in the chat. But I think I'm going to collapse if I stay any longer. It's been a great live chat, though. I really have enjoyed it, genuinely. Bat Super, I want to see a grounded Poison Ivy. That would be scary, yes. So not the one from the Harley Quinn animated series then. Hishan Kishi, I love the bat suit in the Batman. I think it's the least bulky. It reminds me more of suits used in the animated movies and shows. I still think my favourite one is Batflex because it's fucking hardcore. This has been Movies TV Mad. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you never miss this beautiful perfection. Ben Pottimer, Joker movie. He goes through so many emotions and facial expressions in just 30-second clip. That scene won him the Oscar with De Niro. Ronnie Dodge, the only ex-player I would let join the coaching team is Robin Van Persie. He's quite frank about stuff. Andrew at 118XX. I was looking at the sky and I was like, is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it was Mick. Thank you. Creation K. Thank you, Creation K. Applause and MOJ. So thank you, everyone. So until we meet again on tomorrow's DCEU Daily, as you know, there's a DCEU Daily every day, every single day, 7 days a week. There is a live video every single evening, 7 days a week. Trill J. Bat Super, green contacts and poison lipstick. Yeah, Ronnie Dodge. And Robin Van Persie is Dutch. Makes sense with Ten Hag. Maybe as an assistant. Yes. So let's check out the poll before I go. 36 votes. Should Will Smith keep his Oscar? You lot say yes, 78%, and no, 22%. That means you think he should. I'm going to sneeze. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, my God. I knew I stayed my welcome with that sneeze. Oh, my God. Andrew at 118XX. I'll feel the same. Yes. Hashling me. Later, Mike. So, until we see each other again, goodbye. Au revoir. I'll feel the same. Remember, you can continue the conversation over on Twitter at Movies TV Man. Until I see you tomorrow, goodbye. Au revoir. I'll feel the same. Thank you very much. Thank you for 20 likes. Your attention, your company, your support of the channel is very much appreciated. And I must say, tonight's live chat was sensational. June won 6 Oscars. Yes, brilliant. Really happy with that. Should have won Best Picture and Best Director too. Until I see you again, have a nice night. Good night. Creation K, when you sneezed, you closed my PC, lol. Wow. Magic. I was using the force. See you later. Thank you very much.